Welcome to this video, guys. Let's see how we can pull new changes from GitHub to our local project. So we will be discussing different scenarios, like if your project does not have new change, and if your project has new change and the remote repository does not have that change and the changes are conflicting, how you can fix that too. So make sure you stick till the end. First, let's just clone this project and then we'll see how we can pull new change. So I'll just open command prompt in this directory and just clone this. Most probably you have already done this step because you are trying to pull new change, so you probably have the project in your laptop, right? So I'll just go inside this Pi assistant, check git status, and it shows that I am up to date with main branch. And let's see if this is the main branch, right? Okay, so now let's add some changes here and let's pull that changes. So I'll go to main.py, click on edit here and write something here. Let's say I'll just change this initializing Zojo. Instead of this, I'll just write initializing the AI bot, right? And click on commit changes and you can enter a commit message. I'll just say bot name changed and click on commit. And now remote repository has a change that is not present in our local repository, right? So you can check git status again, okay, and it shows that your branch is up to date with origin main, but it actually is not up to date. It means that we've just pushed everything to origin main and there is no code that is not present in our remote repository but that is present here. So we've not done anything locally is basically what this is meaning. So what I can do is, now since we are on main branch in our local repository and in our remote repository too, the new change is in the main branch, right? What we can do is we can just do git pull, hit enter, and it will pull everything from main to our local repository. Here, as you can see, it shows one file changed, one insertion and one deletion. So what did we actually do? We deleted the old line here and we added this line as the new line that says initializing the AI bot. Now let's open this in Visual Studio Code. To do that, you can just type code dot and hit enter. So this project will be opened in Visual Studio Code. You'll see why we opened it in Visual Studio Code in just a minute. Now let's make some change in our local repository too, right? Let's say here we add a line, we just say something like a new print line, right? And we write here, now the bot will work. So what we are doing is we have changed this project locally too, and let's say someone else makes a change in the remote repository too. So again, I'll edit this file, and this time let's say in the speak we will just print the bot is talking. All right, and click on commit changes and let's just say talk message printed, commit. And now what has happened is there is a new change in the main.py file in our remote repository, that is here, and then there is a change in our local repository too, that is here. So now the local repository does not have the work that remote repository has, and the remote repository does not have the change that the local repository has. So in this case, how can we pull this and how can we handle this so that both the changes persist? So what you can do is go to terminal here and run the git commands here inside Visual Studio Code itself, or you can run the commands here in our old terminal. So I'll just close this because I don't like too many windows, and I'll just run the commands here. So what I'll do is I'll just write git status. It's always a good thing to run git status to check if any changes are there. So as you can see, it is saying that this file is changed and it is not staged for commit. So what this means is that we have not added this file for tracking, and Git is not tracking changes to this file right now. So what I'll do is I'll just write git add everything. And now if I check git status, as you can see, it is saying changes to be committed. So what this means is now we've added main.py to tracking, and now there are some changes in main.py file that we have not yet committed. So I'll just say git commit, or in fact, what if I try to pull code without committing? Let's try to pull some code. Here, as you can see, you get the error message that says your local changes to the following file would be overwritten by the merge. So please commit your changes or stash them before you merge. So what this stash means is you can just remove whatever changes you have locally and then pull. So the command to do that is git stash. Now what this will do is it will remove this change that you had done locally, so that there is no new commits, and then you can just pull like we did initially. But let's say we want to keep this change too and the change that is in remote repository too. In that case, first we'll commit here and say git commit and write the message new bot working print. And now what we can do is we can pull the change, right? So we'll say git pull and hit enter. Here this will open now. So what this is trying to write a commit message, and what this did is it automatically tried to merge this line and it added this line too. So as you can see, both the lines are added here and it is trying to merge. So here what you can do is press Ctrl C and then press the colon that is next to L, that is shift and then the button next to L, and you will see something like this here, and just type WQ, that is write and quit. Now just hit enter, and as you can see, merge made by the ORT strategy, and one file is added. Sorry, one line is added, and that line is here. So this is how you can merge the changes that are in your local and in your remote repository. So this is the second case. Now let's see a scenario where the same line is modified by both local and remote repository. So what do you do in that case? So I'll just clear the screen here, minimize this, and let's change this here. That is initializing the AI bot. First, let's just push this so that this change goes to remote repository too, right? So git push. Now let's change this. Now the bot will work, and we'll just say please start talking, right? And save this. And now let's make the change in remote repository too. I'll reload this so that the new changes are here. Now edit this, and here let's change the same line, and here let's write talk to the bot now, and click on commit changes. Let's say update bot talk message, click on commit changes. So now the same line is changed in both remote and local repository. Okay, so now what is going to happen? Let's open our VS Code again. Here let's commit, because we cannot pull without committing or without removing the change, right? So I'll just write git commit and new welcome message. Here notice that I've added -a here. So this -am is equivalent of writing two things together, that is git add a and then git commit -m and the message welcome message change. Okay, so git commit am, this -am is equivalent of combining both of these two things. Okay, so now we can do git pull again, and let's see what happens. Here, as you can see, it is saying automatic merge failed. Last time it was merged automatically. This time it failed because our Git does not know which line to keep and which to remove. In that case, if you are on VS Code, you can easily see this here. That is head. That is the current change. That means the change that you have been done by you. And this incoming change means the changes that are being pulled from our remote repository. Okay, so in GitHub, sorry, in VS Code, you can easily click on change or accept incoming change. So whichever seems good to you, you can click on that, or click on accept both change, or you can click on compare change, but the changes are already being shown here. But if you click on compare changes, you can see them side by side. So I'll go back here, and let's say we want to keep the change that is done by us, because that is the better one. So you can just click on accept current change. Here, this is the change done by us, and it is committed. Now save the file, and now what we can do is we can check git status, and it will say this new change is not committed. Your main branch is diverged and you have differences. So when this happens, what you can do is you can again commit change 1, and then first you need to add 2, add this, and now this is done. And now we are the latest one, right? And let's push this to Git repository, and just write git push and hit enter. And now this change will be reflected in our Git repository too. So if I reload this, here as you can see, the new changes is live, and our remote repository and our local repository are synced, and we are clean. This is how your Git repository should be at the end of the day. Now one thing is, we are just typing like git pull and git push, right? But What if you want to push to master branch and pull from master branch? In that case, you can do git pull origin and then the branch name, whatever your branch name is. What will happen is this will pull from this branch and try to merge to your current branch. So if I type this origin master, it will pull the code from master and merge it to your current branch, and the current branch is main branch. Similarly, if you do git push origin and your branch name, it will push from your main branch or your current branch to your whatever branch you have entered here. So this is how you can pull and merge changes from GitHub in your local repository. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below.